And welcome to Cruising with Kayfabe. I'm Mongo.
Emily, and today, as always on our lives, we are joined by Smokey and Rachel. We really need some
Yeah.
nicknames.
Yeah,
Hello.
I was gonna say we got Mongo and Smokey. You guys
Yeah,
need Rachel. Rachel
ladies
and
are
Emily need some
slacking.
nicknames.
Ladies are slacking.
Well,
DNA.
we have the Babes of Wrath, so
Yeah,
Very
that's
true.
true. Sisters of Sin. I mean, there's a
we're
lot
Yeah.
of
gonna have to
that.
figure it out. So I guess whoever listens to this, maybe we'll have to put a challenge out later. Give them nicknames that are at
Timeless
least
love
PG.
bombs.
Appropriate.
Yes, appropriate nicknames.
PG-13 names.
They
Yeah.
are both
Little.
moms, so remember that. Same thing you'd say to your own moms.
That is fair as well. That is fair as well. All right.
And I know we were saying this a lot there, but I am looking forward to this pay per view tomorrow. I mean, AEW always puts out great shows, but we have an awards thing that we want to do. But I want to do it this week, but I can't because this show could have a match of the year contender or two, and Takeshita could wrap up Wrestle of the Year depending how it goes. There could be
Hmm.
more with Kyle Fletcher, so I feel like it's really hard to say year end awards without the final pay per view of the year.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. There's definitely a lot that could happen because I feel like I'm with you. There are several wrestlers that are on that cusp of each other, and this could be that separator that really goes, "Wow, yeah, he really did, have a great year." So, or
And
she.
and it's moving to Chicago. So I mean, it was in Orlando last year, and it's in Chicago, and it's getting close to selling out. From the last I read, that it's only a few hundred tickets away from selling out. So it's going to be a rocking crowd, and probably one
Hmm.
of the best cards World's End's ever had. And I'll say it now. The Continental Classic's probably been one of the best booked Continental Classics they've done. Every year it gets better, but I think this has been my favorite so far. And after we get through the pre-show, we're going to jump into the Continental Classic. So hope Rachel, Jeff, and Emily, you guys got your C2 hats on and all that math that confuses people because we're about
True.
to dive in and let's see where we go.
I don't know what math we're talking about. I've just been enjoying killer matches.
I don't know.
Is the C2 like Steiner math,
It is like Steiner math
like a
because
little
it's
form
33.
of it?
We have Samoa Joe wrestling tonight, so you know it's a little throwback there. 33 and a third chance that he's gonna.
I'm telling you.
But one match that was announced last night, that I'm super excited for because we saw High-In a lot in DPW. High-In and Maya World taking on the Sisters of Sin on Zero Hour. I'm really excited about that because, like I said, I've enjoyed watching her in that dog collar match with Danny Luna, seeing Maya World come up through the ranks and going through Athena's promotion, MXW or MXP. I always say that backwards. Seeing how much they've thrived, and then also seeing how they took the opportunity that kind of fell into their laps and ran with it. So, Rachel, what do you think? Are you ready to see the High in My World debut, maybe get their first win, or do you think the Sisters of Sin open up
I
the
have
pre-show with a
Sisters of
win?
Sin, of course. Sky Blue's there. So yeah, definitely Sisters of Sin. I think that they are going to be the ones that go up against and beat Harley and Willow down the road.
Ooh,
Like I think they're going to be the next, you know, tag team. So yeah, I see them winning and I mean they're both and nothing against the other, High-End and May, but I think Sisters of Sin for sure.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I'll agree with Rachel on this one. I am glad to see the worlds, so to speak, getting these opportunities and getting some television time and pay per view time. I mean, that's great. Don't know a whole lot about them yet, we just didn't get to see a lot of them or anything like that. So, but I have heard of them, and obviously I've got to see a little bit. But I mean, their time is getting to be on this pay per view and getting this match. But of course, keep the Sisters Sin tag team thing going, like Rachel said. You got to keep these ladies that have the tag team names and everything else, obviously, for right now, kind of are our tag division. So I feel like we really need to keep that
Establish it.
going. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Sisters of Sin, they will definitely put those two over as well. So I think both groups of ladies come out looking good, but Sisters of Sin with the win.
I like it. All right, Emily. Do you have an upset, or are you gonna agree with Jeff and Rachel? Jeff and Rachel already starting off strong,
I know,
agreeing.
I know, it
Well,
sucks. It sucks, but
I have the Sisters of Sin as well because, like Rachel said, I see them dethroning Babes of Wrath eventually. But I also see them being at the top of the tag division because they've created the tag division. I think that it was made for them. I still do want to see the trios championships go intergender, so eventually maybe with Tekla we could see something with that, but that's another match.
Right.
This right here, High-End and Maya World, they have had 4 matches together since November. They took that ball that they were given, they had a Ring of Honor match, and then that same night they had their match on Collision, and they've had
Last minute, yeah.
yeah, and they've now performed twice in one night for that crowd, and now you've got 3 Collision matches and 1 Ring of Honor match under their belt together, and they already have matching gear, matching makeup. Everything about them is so cohesive, and they're fantastic in the ring together. And I looked, they've never tagged before this. This is it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like this is a brand new tag team. So to have matching gear already, I'm impressed. Like,
what's a
I
good
wanna see
opportunity
more.
then for them? Even more so then.
Yeah, I think this is going to be really great for them, and I do want to see more of them. And I just hope that they can come up with a tag name and keep these ladies in the mix, because we do need the women's tag division to be stacked.
You know, and I agree. I think that High-End in my world, you know what, even if they lose this match, I think a nice gesture, maybe Tony Khan drops the All Elite graphic for both of them after this match. I am going with the Sisters of Sin because Sky Blue is from Chicago. I don't think you're going to have her lose in Chicago. And like Jeff, Rachel, and you said, I also agree. I think Sisters of Sin are the next tag team to get that, because who dethrones the best baby faces? You got to have 2 heels. And the Sisters of Sin with the Triangle Madness, I could see Tekla getting gold too. And like all 3 of them, the Triangle Madness being a serious threat in 2026. So as much as I love High in My World and I can't wait for them to be All Elite, I think it's Sisters of Sin.
And the polls agree 100% for Sisters of Sin.
Yeah, can't argue that one.
And that's not the first 100 we'll see tonight. So that's kind of crazy.
Oh, wow.
Which it is crazy, especially with AEW's matches, because it seems like they could go any way. I'm excited to also see what else they announced for 0 Hour, because this match coming up I thought was 0 Hour, but apparently it's
really?
The Steve Martin movie, because that's what it reminds me of. Mixed Nuts, great Christmas movie if you've never seen it with Steve Martin. One of my favorites. But a Mixed Nuts intergender tag team match, which is hilarious, because if you think of intergender, the word Mixed Nuts doesn't really flow, but it was set up based off Collision. It was set up essentially that the Death Riders attacking Roderick Strong, who seems to kind of be conglomerating, but not conglomerating. And then Tony Storm making the save, which Tony Storm, Mark Briscoe, get more TV time together, please. That segment was amazing. Rachel, I know where your heart is on this one.
Oh yeah.
So are you going with chicken? Are you gonna do some conglomerating?
Of course I did. 110%. I didn't even have to think about it. So, of course, and I do love the Tony, and I love the chicken. Them two together, it's hilarious. And I mean, Tony's just an amazing performer. She did so good this year. She really did. You know, so, but yeah, I think they're going to win. I would really like to see if Roderick goes up against Marina at some point.
Yeah.
You know, like, what do you do? You know? So.
Backbreaker.
But yeah, I totally have Tony Storm like blah, blah, blah. Congratulations.
I like it.
Oh, man, too much agreeing.
It'll split off pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling as well. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do the same. I think that little gold mine they put together there, they have to get that a little. They got to get that pushed a little bit more. Keep them together another time or two, you know. Plus, Death Riders losing, that just puts more dissent in that group. So
it's gonna break up.
Well, eventually, and then like I said, I'm definitely 100% down for that Marina Roddy fucking showdown. I'm gonna need to see that. Is she taking a backbreaker or not?
I think she is going to take a backbreaker because, you know,
the backbreaker. Oh, dude, I'm telling you.
So imagine like they get home afterwards and she just slaps the shit out of him. She's like, I meant to do it in the match.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't imagine like what the households are like between some of these, like Tony and Juice. I can't imagine like the hilarity that happens.
So who are you going with? Are you going the Death Riders or are you going to be conglomerating?
Ooh, I like that.
I would
Roddy
love to
Piper.
see the conglomeration. However, I think that because Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, and Garcia are all top tier of the men's division as far as the Death Riders go, Moxley's coming back.
I wouldn't say Utah's top tier, but I'll let that one go.
Okay, as far as like comparing like what happened with Jon Moxley, in recent, I think that these guys have some things to prove, and with Marina by their side, Marina's kind of like the glue that holds all of this together. I could see her really helping pull this through, and I think Death Riders.
I don't like this because now I'm starting to agree. I thought I was going to be lone wolf on this one. So before I get my pick, I also want to say we're doing good. Thank you so much for joining in, AG. Also, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I agree with Jesse here too. I have the conglomeration down, but I don't know if I see a Roddy heel turn. I still see more teasing. I think they're going to build this. Because that Kyle O'Reilly segment on Collision kind of got me thinking. Like, he pumped him up. He got the win over Claudio. He played spoiler. Roddy got his big moment. I think Marina chokes out Tony Storm mother's milk here. I think they're setting up that Marina Tony Storm feud next year even more. As much as I don't want the Death Riders to win, I'm going to steal Jeff's line from last month. It just seems like Death Riders are going to start their little momentum push here. We're starting off with a little heel win. So, Death Riders taking this one.
I'm a lone wolf.
Well,
No, I picked with you.
Oh yeah,
it's actually pretty split. 52% think Death Riders, 48% think conglomeration. So that's
Almost
a pretty
50-50.
close run.
yeah.
And now to put everyone on the spot, we get to start. We get to do the
Jeez.
Continental Classic,
God.
both semifinal matches.
Shit.
So I figured, let's do Wikipedia order. Let's go crazy. Let's start with the hardest one. Let's start with the most anticipated one.
Phew.
Takeshita versus Okada. Okada is going for his 6th tournament win. He's going for a consecutive Continental Classic win. Takeshita's looking to play spoiler against Okada. So does Takeshita's year keep going, or does Okada stop Takeshita and go on to win his 6th tournament? Excuse me.
I got Takeshita. I think it's his turn. Like, I see him winning the whole thing.
Match of the night of the year.
But I think that this fight is going to be an amazing match. Like, there's going to be so much going on, and I'm excited to see this fight. This is one of the ones I'm looking forward to seeing. So, but yeah, I got Takeshita.
This is, well, in my opinion, this is one of the matches, if not the match that Josh was talking about the not doing the end of the year, awards and all of that stuff. And I think it's pretty much because of this match. So, I mean, we're going to go back to the way things should be. And I'm going with Okada.
Ooh, the Rainmaker.
Not that Takeshita doesn't deserve it and everything else, because he's had an awesome year and he's killing it and he is putting in the work. I mean, first and foremost. But I need this rift to keep going. It's not quite there yet between the Don Callis family. So I think it's more beneficial for Okada to win. Takeshita is already in some ways that odd man out kind of feel in a lot of ways, or they're making it that way. So I'd like to see the champion get to defend his championship as well. Because, if he loses, then he doesn't get to defend his title. So, and then obviously... Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, then the unified title will be gone, because technically he put that on the line with the Continental Classic, so he'll just be international champion, I believe.
Something like that, because that one will go away until there's a unification again. So, yeah. So, and then obviously the match of the night, possibly match of the year for this. And I mean, I have a feeling there's going to be the This Is Awesomes and everything else before they even lock up and everything else. And Chicago, if you don't I'm from Illinois. I live in Illinois, but we live closer to St. Louis. That's why we go to the shows down there. But fucking Illinois better represent Chicago.
Hell yeah. Be loud. Be loud if you're going to the show.
This match, if not, then why the fuck are you there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't go up to Chicago for shows or anything, because like you said, it's several hours for us. You know what I mean? But like, if I was ever, this would be one of the type of matches that would get me to possibly go up there. So
this would be like us trying to justify going to Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm making it back to normal with Rachel and I'm going Okada. So Rainmaker.
Jesse made a good point. I don't know if this sways you at all, Emily, that Okada winning and then Takeshita beats him at Revolution to get his win back, kind of extending that feud. So
It does not sway me.
He's with me on that feud extension.
Takeshita.
Oh,
I'm
you're
going
going with the alpha.
Takeshita. I think that he has really shown off this year, and this is going to be match of the year because of Takeshita, not just Okada. He really shined in New Japan. He has really put the work in. I'm excited to see what he brings to this match. But also, like, having 3 of the Don Callis family in the finals is insane. I think
2
I
years
said
in a
it
row.
when we were on Hitting the Turnbuckle. I had pointed out, like, just the simple fact that all of these, Don Callis isn't afraid to have his family fight. He's not afraid to show who's the best out of them.
That's because he's a chicken shit and he lets him fight and he stands back and hides.
Exactly. So I think that in true Don Callis family fashion, we're going to see a brutal beatdown. And we already know that these two don't get along. So what's off limits, you know? I really can't wait to see what they bring to this ring.
I think one question, I don't know if it's ever been answered, if they've ever addressed it on commentary, so correct me if I'm wrong. What happens if there's a draw in the semifinals? Does it go to sudden death? Like because there's
Like all
20
4?
No, because there's a 20-minute time limit.
correct.
So we know in the round robin stage, in the group stage, a draw is 1 point. We have to have a winner for the semifinals so it has become a triple threat. Because I was thinking about that before we came out. Like, what happens if these two draw? Does it become a triple threat in the finals?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Because that could definitely be an angle they could use to drag this to the next step. Because because I mean, I've seen comments, a bunch of people commenting about stuff going, well, why is this, a semifinal match? We've been waiting for this whole time, and now we're going to get a semifinal match.
I was kind
a
of
lot of
disappointed
those.
they were on the same side, to be honest.
But it was good because it let Takeshita not only
yeah.
get the most points ever in the C2, he won the C2. Well, not won the C2, but he basically was the first one to qualify. He won his stage. And if he wins this, he'll have won the G1 Climax and he'll have won this. He'll have won 2 major wrestling tournaments in 1 year. There's a lot at stake. But if you have Takeshita lose, Okada pinning the current IWGP champion, then going into Wrestle Kingdom to retire Tanahashi, that's some serious fucking heat in New Japan. Not only did I beat your champion, bitch, I retired your ace. That's a built-in story. So for that logic, I'm going with Okada just because they're going to stretch this out through Wrestle Kingdom, because Okada's talking about how he's headlining Wrestle Kingdom and Takeshita's not. He's better. What better way to have the one up saying, I've won more tournaments than you. You couldn't beat me. I'm still unified. And like Jesse said, get to Revolution. But even feud that tension, he can go on. He can get that nuclear heat in New Japan by retiring Tanahashi and being their world champion. That's pretty big in respect in terms of New Japan.
Well, we do have 57% Takeshita.
That is crazy.
Yes.
That more went towards, wow.
But if you think about it, that's only 43% for Okada, which is still really high.
I mean, I could see everyone's points. I could see Rachel and your points of why Takeshita could and would win the whole thing, because that would coordinate him as having one of the most dominant years of his career.
I didn't say he was going to win.
Or of anybody's, like.
Well, yeah, and this is probably one of the most unpredictable Continental Classic, because probably besides Moxley, I could see. I could see
your draw is really in my head though about this now.
Well, that's what I'm thinking,
I can see that draw being their extension to pull this into a 3-way final.
And it can protect one of them.
And that's what I'm saying. And it keeps that nobody has a victory over each other now. So you didn't beat me. We're both in the final. Like, so yeah, I can definitely see that tinfoil. Like, I'm kind of on that train for that draw possibility now.
Because they made a big deal that only so many people, only 4 people have pinned Okada or submitted Okada. Is Takeshita really going to be number 5? Or are they going to keep that streak protected? Because AEW is really good at protecting finishers and those kind of accolades. They don't just they're not going to have to hit Okada suddenly being the pin eater in the next few months. They're going to build him up more because he is, they said the Unified Championship was supposed to be like that next big title. You got to protect that. So I don't know. That's why it's hard to protect this. And Rachel, I think I know where you're going with this one, but this one's also kind of hard to predict, but I think this one's going to give a lot of fans Another sneaky good match because Moxley's been doing well, but Pink Pony Club, Mr. Kyle Fletcher, Protostar, say his whole name. Do you think he's going to win, or do you think Moxley cheats his way to the top?
Excuse me.
No, I have Kyle Fletcher winning. I think that the Death Riders they're crumbling down. Like they're going to end up splitting apart and all this. That's what I think. But I think Kyle Fletcher is going to end up, winning this one for sure and going up against Takeshita. I think it's going to be a really good match too.
That would be an amazing
So,
final.
do they
Takeshita
fight
versus
back to
Fletcher.
back?
No,
Like yeah.
I think they would do. I think they're going to do the semi matches, and then they would do the final later on to kind of give them like a little rest period.
Probably before the main event, or 2 matches before the main event or something.
Because that's what they did last year with Ospreay and Okada. They had Okada and Ospreay have their semifinals, and they had, I think, a match or 2 before. Then they had Okada and Ospreay have their match. And I remember Ospreay came out with all the tape and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, back to the non-norm, and I'm going to have to agree with Rachel. But I'm going to have a few different things of why, I guess, maybe. So I'm not necessarily, I agree with her, some of the Death Rider angle of the, sick and tired of his mediocrity, that type of thing. But I'm going kind of another way and doing, this is going to be a hard-hitting physical match where Moxley is, in essence, because of his physicality and beating up Fletcher and everything, is going to make Fletcher earn this win to really, kind of elevate him to that next level, with Moxley being a former 3 or 4 time AEW World.
Yeah, 3-time champion plus former IWGP champion too.
So, you know what I mean? That's a pretty big, push for Fletcher. So I think, his kind of initiation with Moxley here is, they're going to have a real slugger, and he's going to make him earn this win to get in that final to really kind of give Fletcher that next level push, because Moxley's still big enough to do it, and he doesn't have to have the win because that can go many different ways for his angle with the Death Riders. So, I'm going to go with Fletcher and agree.
I like it. I don't like that you guys are agreeing because it's throwing me off, but I like it.
I know it does. I'm telling you.
So, question. Moxley did pretty well during the Continental Classic, but before this, I really predicted him to be the one to eat most of the pins.
A lot of people did, yeah.
Because he was clearly
and then he beat
not
Claudio in a
doing
shocker.
well. And he very surprisingly was shining through this. So I think Kyle Fletcher, but part of me is but is this Moxley's redemption? But I don't want to see that. Kyle Fletcher's had such a great year.
Yes. Well, and think about this too, because I was thinking about this as well to kind of go with you, is Moxley is having success by himself.
He doesn't need
Continental Classic doesn't have the interference and the extracurricular. So he was losing with the extracurricular. Now he's by himself, because this was something I was thinking about too. It was like, man, Mox could win though, because there's no help. There's none of that. He's actually pulling off wins without anybody else and over his own people that are thinking he's weak. Oh yeah, Claudio, you think you might be the next guy? Well, here, fuck you. I just beat you. You know what I mean? So, what do you guys say? Those type of things. So just to throw that in for a thought.
I am still keeping Fletcher. Okay. But I just wanted to point out the fact that, I'm eating crow because I sat here saying that Moxley was shit again. So, I gotta eat some crow.
I can go back and screen cap all those comments when this started, but he said Moxley's going to eat all the pins. I don't think anyone saw this run from Moxley coming. Rachel was right. Everyone talked about the crumbling.
It's a really good point that Jeff made about Moxley, being able to do this on his own. So maybe he still is going to eventually leave the Death Riders, but maybe it's not how we thought.
So I'm going to go with Fletcher. I'll put that out right away just because I see, his rise. He's had, last year was really the start. If you think about the Continental Classic where he came up short against Ospreay, he didn't make it to the finals. And Tony Khan loves redemption stories. So I think it's that redemption story of him. He is going to make it to the finals this year because he loves those, he tried and failed last time, but this year they succeeded. It's going to kind of cap off his 2025 where he had probably the best run of his singles in-ring career between the TNT title run, He's my MVP of the Continental Classic. I think there wasn't one bad Kyle Fletcher match in the Continental Classic. I think he wins. I like both your points of Moxley doing the solo, but I think of how Kyle O'Reilly beat him. Think how Orange almost beat him with the submissions. I think Kyle has seen that tape, and I think again it's more disappointing for the Death Riders, and he's going to realize, well, I won without you guys, and you didn't cheer me, and I lose without you guys, and now I can't. I think it is that slow burn face turn for Moxley. I think we get a Moxley face turn next year, and I think this is kind of that slow burn process because all his promos after his wins and losses have been more about his determination, his grit, the same things he told Daniel Garcia. He's living back up to his words, but that's not something a heel does. A babyface talks about that grit and determination. Heel just talks about doing whatever it takes. He's actually wrestling.
So other than when he was against Jericho, have we seen a face Moxley?
He was pretty much a face Moxley his whole entire AEW run, except for the Death Riders.
He was kind of that, like, not
Tweener.
quite Stone Cold-ish, but yeah, kind of tweener. But I like that because I think that, like, lone wolf, like, wanderer character for him or something where he's like, you know what, like, I thought, it was all about that and this, and I had this, philosophy by brainwash myself. Now I need to go on this redemption, and I'm just going to be by myself and just be a badass, not really talk, just kick people's asses. I can kind of see something like that.
I think we get like that New Japan style Moxley back where he just comes out, he wrestles, and he leaves. He lets his wrestling do the talking. I think we kind of get back to that more versus the Death Rider psychotic Mox. And Renee had a good point on one of the backstage promos where Jon was locked in more than he's ever been locked in. So I think they're not saying that without intention. So I think that all goes into what's going to happen. And so now I kept the blank graphic because obviously everyone has different choices. What do you have for the percentage before we get to the finals?
82% for Kyle Fletcher versus Moxley Fletcher.
Oh, wow.
So 82% of people are having at least Fletcher. So so obviously we know who everyone picked for their finals. So now you have the finals. Who's winning the Continental Classic, Rachel? So you have your two finals. You have Takeshita versus Fletcher. So for you, is Takeshita winning or Fletcher winning?
Yeah.
I think Takeshita is all the way. I think it's his time to shine. I think that Okada already has for sure because he held a belt before. So I think I think Takeshita deserves this. I think he's worked really hard this year and has put in a lot of matches. So I have him, Takeshita.
Jesse agrees with you, Kyle Fletcher. All right, so Jeff, you have Okada versus Kyle Fletcher as your final matchup. So is Okada going back-to-back, or is Fletcher and new?
I'm going with and still.
Oh, the Rainmaker.
I'm going to throw everybody off and doing my own little hat thing. So I don't think it's really that far off of a hat thing. But, yeah, we got that all Don Callis final, and I'm really still leaning toward that draw three-way. I really am. The draw three-way for this. And even if that happens, I'm going to go ahead and say this. If we get that tinfoil and it happens, I'm still picking Okada.
I would too.
Even with the three-way, because then I feel like even more so. But I'm going to do an all Don Callis final. Okada wins, but not necessarily by the cleanest of finishes. So I'm saying it's a little bit of shenanigans, even though these are a little bit tighter matches. Nobody interferes, nobody at ringside. These types of things. But, Okada's the heel and they're trying to, do this and that. So I also feel.
Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Well, and I was just going to say, I also feel like Kyle Fletcher now begins to see how Takeshita feels when it comes to Okada and how he's treated by the Don Callis family. I think if they want to pull some different stuff, I feel like this is a great opportunity to. Because now Fletcher, Fletcher, he's been on board. He's been this and that, But you've seen a dissent look at him once or twice and a little bit more often.
When the Continental Class started, he's like, I have to do this now. He's been upset.
So I'm just saying, like, there has been some problems being shown by him and not being happy with Don Callis' family and some of their stuff. So I just feel like this would be a great opportunity for Fletcher to be like, hey, like now I see what the hell's happening to you, Takeshita. So that way they got multiple ways they could take that storyline. So, but yeah, I'm going with Okada So
Going
hopefully
for
I'm the
6
oddball.
tournament wins and back-to-back C2 victories.
I feel like he kind of needs. I feel like we need that record. That's an achievable record by people now, since there's some more tournaments you can participate in. So I feel like that's a lot more achievable than it was for the past wrestlers, because really you only had a few tournaments, and especially that were going to be big enough and well enough received to be taken seriously.
I agree on that one.
So, but that's where I'm going to stand with that, just because it's a record and that's something for somebody else now to try to achieve.
And then, Emily, in your finals, you have Fletcher versus Takeshita. So do you have Fletcher going all the way like Rachel? That sounds really dirty. But do you have Fletcher winning the C2 or do you have Takeshita winning the C2?
I thought Rachel said Takeshita.
She did.
She
said
did.
Takeshita versus Fletcher in the finals.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So I think that Kyle Fletcher has had a massive year, and I really need to see him holding another belt. I don't see him going for the world title yet, but also losing the TNT title. Clearly something's in the works. So I see this being Kyle Fletcher's to take.
Getting the Continental Championship.
Yeah, and I think that this is where he's so young and he's still growing within the company and within wrestling in general. He's very young in comparison to a lot of his peers in this league of wrestling.
Yeah, he'll be 27 next year, so he's still pretty young.
27, and the majority of the guys around him are in their late 30s to early 40s. And that speaks volumes on how good Fletcher is to be competing with people that are older and have that many years under them.
Then the average Takeshita's 30 and he's 26. So your finals, there's 2 people who are in the prime of their career, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, but I really want to see Kyle Fletcher still like on top. I just feel like he's very much that proto star.
She wants the proto star on top.
I do.
Sounded a little like it.
I mean, he is from down under, but let's put him on top.
So before I go, who does everyone say is going to win the finals?
All of us are different.
No, on the percentages.
Oh, they're actually really close. 41% Takeshita, 38% Fletcher, and then I couldn't really see the other two if you want to pull up the other two.
Couldn't see the other ones? All right, let's see. So we have 41% for Takeshita, like you said, 12% Okada, 36% for Fletcher, and 12% for Mox. So Moxley and Okada get the lowest odds in this, which is very surprising that Okada got such low odds.
Yeah, good. I like it. When he wins, everybody can suck it.
See, my finals is Okada and Fletcher. And I kind of hark back to what Kyle Fletcher said this summer, that maybe somebody's got to get kicked out of the Don Callis family. And I think he sees, like Jeff said, Jeff kind of took exactly what my mind was at. He's going to see what the hell Takeshita was talking about. Takeshita's already on his way out. He's already got one foot out the door. I think Fletcher's going to also remove himself from the Don Callis family. This match is going to be the catalyst to get him out of the Don Callis family, and he's going to reunite with Ospreay next year. I think he's going to see the light that Ospreay was right about Don Callis, that he did, no matter what he did, Don Callis was only happy when he won, and when he lost, he wasn't there for him. And I think this loss will show Don Callis is going to be, oh my God, Okada, because I'm picking Okada. Oh my God, Okada. And then Fletcher's going to be like, I made it to the finals, so I don't get any recognition. Like, what the hell? Takeshita was right. He's my partner, and, you said he was crazy, but look, he was right. He low-blowed me in the match. He didn't beat me clean.
Yeah.
So
and Mark Davis is going to leave, too. Mark Davis is going to leave, too. Yeah,
I think we definitely get an Aussie Open in United Empire type of reunion next year.
So something that you guys both think Okada. If...
So, yeah. Is that who you have, Josh? Okada?
Okada, I'm with you, Jeff.
What if you have somebody come ringside?
You can't.
They can't be... they can't interfere.
They can't even be ringside.
No, nobody at ringside. That's why
exactly
Don Callis
the
has to be
distraction
commentator.
needed.
They can't. The match would be over. That's part of the rules. They would have to forfeit.
That's why Don Callis has to be commentary to be out there. That's the only way he can be at ringside. It's because he's on commentary.
So even if they were in the crowd, distracted.
You could be on the other side of the barricade. You could do that. You could do
some
that.
kind of way to be that distraction, because Okada and Takeshita both have such bad blood with each other. I could really see something like that happening where they ruin the match for the other person.
flash him up and he's up in a balcony or something like
It
that
could,
type of thing.
Distraction.
but it could,
Look
I
up and you
think
get rolled up.
if it goes that way, I think it goes the other way. I think if Takeshita is in the crowd, staring him down, maybe Fletcher is like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" And he gets removed.
That's where I'm going. Okada uses it, and then he's like, "What the hell?"
Because we haven't seen a lot of heel tendencies Okada in this tournament, but you've seen a couple when he was in a couple of matches, he would push people towards the ropes. He kicked the ref in the butt one point, and he shoved him. He's willing to go to limits. I mean, in the G1 climax when he faced Kenny Omega, he tried to low blow him a couple times. Like he'll do what it takes, and I think that's why he wins. And that unified title, that's the big sticking point for me, is because it made no sense to unify then ununify it. So I don't see someone new getting it, because then he's randomly international champ. I just feel like it'll be too confusing.
Because the unified title was not necessary. So
it was if they keep
it away. Take it away.
I don't know. I think it's one of the booking decisions. I hate when they unify and ununify titles because it defeats the purpose of the word unification.
Yes.
It drives me batty. But
you know what drives me batty?
What?
Gabe Kid's graphic. Where's your nose? You look like Voldemort.
He's got a nose.
He looks like Voldemort.
Well, it looks like he kind of has bat wings.
Yeah, like.
But I'm
a little bit
excited for this one, and I love how they built.
Excited? He lit a table on fire that Darby got thrown into. You're excited?
I am, because
He's
Darby.
the reason that we didn't get to meet Darby.
I'm excited because Darby dragged this poor bastard through the streets of Philly. And if you've been to Philly, you know how pothole-ridden their roads are, how crappy the gravel is. His poor skin coming off his back in that body bag. And they brought it up in the promo. I thought they did a great job. Then he threw his ass Darby down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
No, Gabe Kidd fucked up my meet and greet with Darby Allin, our meet and greet with Darby Allin. Nah,
it's like
get him
RVD.
out.
It's
Let's
like
go,
RVD
Gabe.
back it's like RVD back in the day, because he'd do something, we'd be like, "Don't sell it so good."
So
half the time RVD wouldn't. He'd do,
Are you going with your boy Darby? Or are you going to go with Batman?
Well, I have Darby. However,
yes.
I do see Darby putting Gabe over, because Darby could take the loss. Like, he's already like one of the big stars in AEW. He can take the loss. And if they're wanting to get Gabe Kidd in there, then beating Darby would be like a big thing.
So then are you
know,
actually...
I'm not done.
I get it, but it sounds to me like you're really pushing for Gabe Kidd to win.
No, I didn't say that. What I said is I can see it going both ways. Like, it makes sense going both ways. But I have to go with Darby because he's my man. I have to. So I always go with the heart.
I like it.
And I like Jesse's comment that just popped up.
I was going to put it back up because that's how you're reading it.
Yep. I like that.
That's a good one.
I will say if Darby wins, that's kind of where I'm maybe seeing it for that possible New Japan build-up. I think that could be there maybe. So, but I am going the opposite way and keeping it in true. Hey. And keeping it in true fashion, and I'm picking Gabe Kidd. So,
wow. I was not ready for Jeff to pick Gabe
Darby.
I've been on the Apos Taco side. I wanna.
Rachel is so upset right now.
I'm upset.
I think this is gonna be a banger match, kind of like I was talking about with that Fletcher Moxley, as far as the physicality of it, and Darby's gonna make him push the limits, because he always does with people, and especially in matches where, yes, we've seen Gabe, yes, we've heard and whatnot, but we haven't got to see that much still. We're still getting to know him. What's his character, who he's with, who he's aligned with, what are your, whatever. So I just think this is going to be a way to really give him a push and really kind of boost him into the AEW televised product, so that we can, like I said, get to know him better, what his character, what is, what's he going to be in this company, those type of things. So, and also it'll get him in maybe some more storyline involvement that actually will help matter and make more sense, and, those types of things. So my tinfoil hat has me wanting to see be the one who will challenge for the leadership role of the Death Riders also, but I don't know. So that's my other kind of thing why I haven't beaten Darby, is because then I feel like he can kind of be like, hey, Mox, like, I did a lot of this shit you couldn't do, for maybe an immediate type storyline. Because remember what they used to say for the the Blackpool Combat Club, and then also for Death Riders. If you bleed with us, then you are one of us. Well, he's already done that. He's helped them.
Jesse's got your
He's
wavelength
interfered
going.
and stuff. Yeah. See, I mean, so I could see this definitely him getting that victory over Darby as being that selling point and that little feather in his hat for his references.
Rachel is
Can't believe you went against
side-eyeing
Darby.
you hard. She is
Oh, I know.
so upset.
I know Emily was a little bit too there in the beginning.
She's
so I'm
staring at
sorry.
you right now.
Oh,
She's
I'm
giving you the
still
mom
disgusted.
I know. I'm sorry.
look.
Well, in better news, I have Darby Allin
Better
taking
news, she
this.
All right.
So I'm hoping we see some new face paint. It's been a minute. I would love to see Steven Borden come out with Darby.
Too soon.
It's too soon, but also
And
if
he's
it's
got a match this weekend.
just hanging out, it's just hanging out. I think that it would be a good little pop. I just little things. What if he hands him a bat?
Well,
Little
he pulled the bat out of his coat
Mm-hmm.
on Collision last night. Darby pulled it out and tried to hit Gabe with it, so he's got the bat.
Yeah, which is why he's winning, Jeff.
Well, I hate to say it, but Jeff is right because I'm also going with Gabe Kidd.
My man.
He ruined our
cute.
chances to see Darby.
But that's also because I see Drilla Maloney and the War Dogs coming in to help Gabe Kidd because it's going to set up Gabe Kidd versus Moxley. Like Jeff said, and like Jesse said, for that leadership where he's like, I had to have my own dogs come in and help you and you couldn't do anything. I helped you and all that happened to me was I was dragged in a
storyline.
body bag. I just see that, again, this New Japan partnership, the way they're doing
Yeah, I
this,
was
they're talking
thinking.
about going to London next year more, Mexico. They want these crossovers. Listen, I love Darby. I don't pick against Darby very often. When I see a story there,
See, that's what I mean.
There's still a story if he loses.
Yeah, but it
even
doesn't give
more
the
of a story.
but
credibility.
he hasn't won
Jesus.
one yet. He hasn't won
Yeah.
one. You
Exactly
can't,
why he's not winning this one.
but you can't keep bringing someone in and have him lose because how are you going to legitimize him?
I can't. I'm
Somebody's
sorry.
got to. And
He did,
Darby,
if you
like
think
you
about it,
said,
Pac. How about you? You don't like Pac already. Pac's the one who put him up, who brought him up there. Gabe Kidd set the table up. Pac threw him.
Yeah,
that's
Gabe
fair.
Kidd lit it on fire, which is why Darby was in the hospital.
Darby was in the hospital for other reasons too in the C2, so you can't just blame him.
I bet there's fire in this match.
I don't know. They're going to get violent for
There's
sure.
fire in these guys' pants right now. They're crazy.
I mean, listen. Sometimes you just got to go with I can see Clark Connors. I can see.
I don't know
I
about
just
you,
see
Rachel, but I'm making up that couch tonight. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
Nope.
you're gonna be disappointed by this match too. So I don't know what else to say. But
I
Yeah,
went with
I
my
got a
heart with this
feeling as
match
well.
as well.
so in
Uh-oh,
a
the
Chicago
hard
street
got
fight, we have FTR taking on the Bang Bang Gang, Bullet Club Gold. I hate the Bang Bang Gang name. Taking on Bullet Club Gold for the tag team titles in a Chicago street fight, which we all know how crazy Juice Robinson is in hardcore matches. But we've also seen FTR in dog collar matches and hardcore matches themselves. So this one's going to be brutal. It's going to be bloody. Rachel, do you think and New with the Bang Bang Gang capturing gold, or do you think FTR and that bastard Stokely keep the titles?
I don't like FTR. Like I never have.
Yeah.
I
Good.
don't think that they're. I don't know why they keep winning. Like stop. So I think that it's down in Chicago, like you said. So I have the Bang Bang Gang. Guns up, bitches. So I think like FTR is really not going anywhere. That's how I feel. I don't think that they're good enough. So, but I think the Bang Bang Gang, is
They won
coming up.
Tag Team of the Year by Sports Illustrated, I think. FTR. I just throwing that out.
Well,
That wasn't
they weren't
2025, though, was it?
Jeff, we angered them. We angered the women apparently.
I'm
We angered-
telling you, holy shit. Woo! Damn.
yes, definitely have the Bang Bang Gang though. So it's time for FTR to take a step back. Oh shoot!
Careful.
Oh, I know, right?
Getting
So
all worked
yes.
up now.
All right, Jesse, you're speaking my
Yeah.
language.
Well, and he is for me too. That's kind of where I'm headed. So love it. We're back to normal here. So much as I love, and okay, I'll go with Josh. I like the Bang Bang Gang used kind of as a secondary name, not the overall name. You know how you said he didn't really care for it like that. I'm kind of with you. I like it, but I like it when it's used moderately. I liked it better. Bullet Club Gold. I know they don't have the other two members currently. Well, two out of the other members or whatever. So I get that. but I'm hoping they go back to that after this match. So I'm picking FTR. And still, so no, but I do think that we possibly get a Jay White Colton Gunn sighting.
Ooh.
So that way we do get our Bullet Club gold.
Yeah, we never got any updates on Colton Gunn. After he got injured, it's been all quiet on the Western Front.
Little Jay White rumblings here and there, whatever. And I think I picked him for something here recently, too. So that's why I'm going to kind of stick to my guns on that one. Pun intended. But, yeah, so sticking back to normal here. So going with FTR.
No.
Hey, they could have a chance to win, but
Sorry, Mongo got me thinking about that reality show the Guns did. The Western Front.
Oh,
I never watched it. As much as I love reality TV, maybe I should check that out.
I wasn't even going with the reality show. I was just going for a pun.
Well, I think the Bang Bang Gang, the Bullet Club Gold, are taking this. I would love to see. So what's not pictured here is Ace Austin is also involved in this match. He's going to be with Bullet Club Gold. I don't know what to call them now. So I think that it's important to recognize the fact that this man has a bunch of magic tricks up his sleeve and could easily do a smoke show
some cards
and have Jay White and Colton Gunn appear. That's
well,
my
he's not
goal.
a magician.
Okay, he's got tricks up his sleeve.
Right, but he's not a magician. He's not going to have a smoke show.
I want to see. That's what I want to see, though. I want to see Ace Austin be the one that brings Jay White and Colton Gunn out. I want to see something fun. I want to see some fun in this. Think about when Orange Cassidy popped out of the car. I want to see something fun.
I think you're looking at the wrong person if you're thinking Ace Austin.
I think Ace will definitely have a part in this. I think Ace Austin will definitely have a part in it. But
if anything, I can see him hitting someone with a finisher. I don't see him doing anything too.
Like the cane, there's got to be something to do with his. He wouldn't be involved if it wasn't for his shtick of this.
That's not his shtick.
The Ace.
Yes, but he's not a magician.
Little things.
You're trying to will him.
Not Nigel
so with the card
but he
and
has
stuff
little
like that,
things.
and then
Whoa! So you're going to go with brand new tag team champions?
Yeah, brand new.
I guess I'm going to stick with Jeff on this one too, because
guys are killing it tonight.
I see FTR
killing something.
Yeah.
I see FTR retaining just because Adam Copeland and Christian Cage are around the corner, and they're going to be making an appearance after this match to challenge them for Revolution.
I'm tired of seeing Christian Cage.
We haven't seen him.
We haven't.
He hasn't been around him or Adam Copeland.
Adam Copeland owes a little payback for what they did to him back it all out, what they did to his wife. He left to reflect. I think after the Bang Bang Gang, unfortunately, gets beaten, I think FTR is celebrating the ring. And just like last year, I think Adam Copeland returns. And I think it sets up Revolution in LA. I think FTR versus Cope and Cage is going to be set up for Revolution. And I think, I'm not saying they're taking the titles, but I can see that being like, Adam Copeland needs his revenge.
Yep, definitely.
But I mean, I can see potentially, I don't know about Colton, because I feel like we haven't heard anything, which is never a good thing when you don't hear about it. But I could see a Jay White sighting potentially. And if we do see Jay White, I think Emily's prediction could come true. I'll humor you on this one, that way you don't think I'm picking. Maybe Ace Austin, they're out back and they're fighting out back, and Ace Austin opens the door and Jay White's in there like, hello, and takes him out like he's there just randomly waiting.
Again, he flip into the door opening. Who knows?
And hey, on your Cope part there, didn't he had a match last year at World's End, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jay White.
Because I think he's on this card back here.
And Jay White was in the main event at the 4-way, so I mean, it's a lot of interesting things to consider. And what do we have for the audience? What did they say for FTR and Bang Bang Gang?
85% FTR.
Yeah.
And you're mad at me and Jeff.
I'm mad at everyone for thinking this. Okay, I'm sorry, but if we stop backing them up, maybe they'll stop winning. If we stop telling them how great they are, maybe they won't be that great.
I mean, they're heels. They're going to tell us how great they are right now anyway.
Damn right, one way or another.
So I'm going to get some happy times because Emily seems like she's agitated. So I'm going to put on a match that's going to make Emily happy because everything about this match will make her happy. So, and I know Rachel too. So we have Babes of Wrath.
I don't know. How you guys voting?
Versus Mercedes and Athena. Well, I'll tell you based
The
on
right
I'm
way.
voting the same way
She's-
everyone else is.
I'll just say it right now. She's going babes straight up.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. I think that this is amazing that they are the first tag team women, and I think that they need to run with this for a little bit longer. But I think that,
Sorry.
but I think that the match between the two are going to be really good because they both have belts, Mercedes and
They are championship holders.
yes. So they don't really need any more belts. So yes, I think this is going to be really good. I'm glad that Mercedes Moné decided to go with what the hell is her name?
Athena.
Athena. I was going to call her Anita. Oh, I see it now.
It's on the screen, dork.
Well,
I literally pointed at it.
That's okay. She worked all day. She's tired. We're gonna give her some.
It's all right.
right?
It's okay.
But I see Athena and Monet going their separate ways. Like I think she's going to turn on her.
Yes.
So I definitely have Babes of Wrath for sure. Woo.
Okay. Well, all right. So I guess maybe now I'll be in your good graces a little bit more. 'Cause I am actually picking the Babes of Wrath, even though it would be a real fucking kick to a lot of people if Mercedes and Athena won.
That really.
So
would
I
be.
do like that because that would just be the real shove it up everybody's asses for like a month or two.
I'd be pissed.
I know,
think the
and see,
internet
that's
would
why I'm
melt
saying
down.
it. Oh, it would make a lot of people
Mercedes
like
booked it
not
that
real-
way.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So it would crack me up.
She
because
never
all the-
books herself to lose
all the hate
anything.
that would happen. Yeah. But like I said, two of the most popular wrestlers, and then you got two of the best as far as in-ring work and some other things like that. So I think it's going to be a fun match because, both teams have a lot of fun spots that they do and,
Yeah.
things like that. Because even though they're the heels, Moné and Athena, they still throw in some comedy. I mean, I think they're going to do that just to help keep that rift available.
the puppet
You know what
comes
I
out.
mean? Some things like that. I mean, there is a possibility because, you do have that history. I know it did happen already once, I think, got brought back.
Yeah.
So, but no, and I think we're going to see some curious spots and a couple of really funny spots. So, but yeah, overall, I think it's going to be a good match. But I'm definitely going Babes of Wrath. And I think Moné and Athena definitely make them look really good to try to help get that division really going.
I like it. All right, Emily, how are you predicting Baby Wrath to win? Because I know you ain't going for Mercedes and Athena. With how angry you've been.
No, I think it's really cool that they're going for, collecting all the titles. I do love Mercedes' whole thing with collecting the titles. I don't want people to think that I don't. I can't stand the trolls that go with this, but
That's the whole point. She's a heel. She's pissing people off. I love it.
yeah, and people are so stupid. They're just so stupid. Don't be stupid. So, just don't be. So, Babes of Wrath, I definitely see winning. There is a very vast majority of people saying Babes of Wrath, 100% to be accurate. I just don't see it going any other way. Again, this is one of their first defenses. I can't see them losing already. Build it up. Harley is fantastic at media. She's been doing media since before getting the title. Willow as well. So it just makes sense to keep it on them and keep this going. Put them out there. Get them on media calls. I love it.
So you won't be mad at me. I'm also going Babes Wrath. I told you I'm part of the 100%. Jesse was part of the 85%. I'm going to wave. I'm part of the 100% for this one.
You were part of the 85 too.
Yeah, I was, but I'm part of 100% on this one. You don't have to be angry because I'm going Babes Wrath because Rachel said my point exactly. I think Athena and Mercedes are destined for that rematch. Boston, April, Mercedes and Athena put on probably one of the best television matches in women's wrestling of the year. And Athena ate the pin, and Mercedes went on and won the Owen. And I don't think Athena's over that, and she realizes that Athena's only focused on the titles. I mean, that Mercedes is only focused on the titles, and Athena doesn't like that. I think Mercedes actually eats the pin. I know Jesse said this. I think Mercedes eats the pin, and that pisses Athena off. Like, you were so focused on everything else, you lost the match, and that sets up their match, because I still see Ring of Honor Forever title versus TBS. I see a dual title match, and Athena dethroning Mercedes, because that downfall in 2026 is going to be spectacular, and Athena's going to be the one to put that big nail in the coffin for that belt collector gimmick, and I think this is what sets it up. And I agree with everyone said you can't have Babes of Wrath lose already. It makes no sense because when they do lose, it's to the Sisters of Sin. So that's why I'm picking Babes of Wrath.
Yep.
We still have one more 100%,
Which is crazy to think about that we have this many 100%.
depending on Jeff and Rachel.
So we have the AEW Women's World Championship with Jamie Is She a Heel Hater versus Kris Statlander.
Well,
So what do you think, Rachel? Do you think Ann New Hayter finally gets her belt back, or do you think Statlander retains and goes into 2026 as champion?
I really don't think it's Hayter's time yet. I think Statlander is doing an amazing job with the belt. I think that she needs to continue to do it. But I do see them too, like coming together and being a tag team, a women's tag team. I think that they would be a good women's tag team. Now that we have a women's tag team division, you need to have women there. So I think Statlander retains. I think it's going to be a really good fight. I just don't think it's Jamie's time yet. I mean, I don't think she's got her like motif or whatever, like who she is. Like she comes out different
Like
all
her
the time.
identity,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, she doesn't really know her catch yet, which is fine. I get it. I like the 70s girl. Totally awesome. But she's not there yet. She still needs to perfect it. And Statlander's doing an amazing job. So she has to retain, and she is going to retain. So
All right, Jeff. Are you going different? Are you agreeing with Rachel again?
I'm going and still.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of actual things that kind of are to Rachel's points. I don't think this is the end of Chris's run with the championship yet. I think she's only getting started on some of the things she's going to accomplish in this run. So I don't see this being enough of a build for this right now for the payout to be the world championship. So I feel like Hayter is definitely starting to get back in. Huh?
I'm getting beat.
Here, hold on. Grab me some water then if you're leaving. But sorry, back to my point. I just don't. I think Hayter's starting to get back to that championship caliber that she was when she won the championship. With the Brit spots and all that. But kind of like Rachel said, I just feel like she's getting closer and closer because I was kind of watching some stuff and I'm like, all right, you can tell she's getting that confidence back, and you know what I mean. She's starting to try to develop herself again and get to that upper echelon of the ladies because I feel like she's really close, but she's just not quite there yet. So I'm going with Kris. Plus, I really like Kris has been doing a lot more of the alien stuff again. I just want to throw that out there. I figured Emily would like that too. The only thing I wish I could see now is a boop. Just one.
Boop.
Yep, just one. You know what I mean? I know it got close the one time, but I'd love to see one. Just one.
Maybe she boops Hayter and gets a haterade for her efforts.
Possibly.
All right. What do you think? Is your
I
girl
think-
retaining?
My girl's coming back in her spaceship. I think that this entrance is going to be great. I'm really excited because World's End with the alien, yes.
That's a good thought.
Yeah, I think her entrance is going to be really epic. And Jamie Hayter, like, yes, at the moment, this is 100% for Kris Statlander. Jamie Hayter is a former world champion. Jamie Hayter did not get the love that she deserved during her championship run.
And she was injured, so she unfortunately couldn't really defend
cut
the way she
short.
wanted to.
Yeah,
got
I
cut
think
short.
that this 70s gimmick, I agree, it's great. However, if you go back to Jamie Hayter as women's world champion, all of it was just epic. I loved every bit of that. And I wish we could get that Hayter back.
It's the same Hayter.
It's not the same.
Just because their gear's
Redhead
different.
Hayter is not the same. Just like this is the third rendition of Jamie Hayter that we have seen. We have seen 3 versions of her come out, and I'm ready for version 2 to come back. I
Well, you can't go-
loved. I know I can't go back, okay, but I loved like.
I think you just love the gear because it's just the same gimmick.
But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that she did have Brett Baker with her as well, so that's kind of been hard for me this time around.
Honestly, I'm glad she's not Britt Baker because I think Britt Baker held her back.
I think so too. I definitely think that there was just a little magic between the two of them as well. But I was waiting on like a heel turn.
I was gonna say, yeah, you were predicting a heel turn for like a year straight. That didn't happen, unfortunately, because of the injury.
Correct. Yeah.
What could have been? What could have been?
Yep.
I'm not dismissing you. I'm dismissing the bad circumstances.
No, yeah, like all of that
yeah.
tied together. But yeah, I love Jamie Hayter, but I really love Kris Statlander, and I really want to see her have this epic run that she's been waiting years to have in
And I mean-
AEW.
Well, you
Like
feel
you
like,
said-
well, think about it. They had the same story almost in some ways. The only thing is Hayter held the actual championship, whereas in Kris was in several opportunities or storylines leading to that. So I mean, they do have a similar, type of experience, just a little bit different. So
I like that 100% people pick this because obviously I'm in that 100%. However, I'm going to say Statlander for the record because obviously that's who my pick is. I could see Hayter becoming full heel and stealing this to set up a longer rivalry with Kris and set up heel here because there's been a lot of tendencies. Even when they announced that they were teaming in Cardiff, she's like, so I team with you and I get the title shot, yeah? And then I get the title shot. And then in the match, there was an accidental Haterade and she did the whole Michael Jordan meme thing where she shrugged it off.
Yeah.
Then in this recent promo on Collision, she tried to go hit a Haterade on Statlander, and it's like she's not being a babyface; she's being a heel. Statlander's still kind of conflicted too. So what confuses me about this match is the dynamic. Is Statlander still seems conflicted? Like she seems like no matter what she does, no one's giving her flowers for her title run. Willow's still not respecting her, and she did blood and guts. She's defended the title successfully, and no one's caring. Hayter's kind of going to the heel. So is it a swerve? Is Hayter looking like she's going to heel, but Statlander going to go full heel? Because this is my tinfoil. Statlander is going to go full heel in this match, I think. Because I think Statlander is going to be sick of the disrespect. I think Hayter's going to be cheered, and that's going to piss Statlander off. And you're going to start seeing her smash Hayter. You're going to start seeing her work her to that shoulder. You're going to see her throwing around on the stairs. You're going to see her just brutalizing Hayter, and just people going, what has Stat got in that? And she's like, I did everything. I did it for you. Willow didn't respect me. You didn't respect me. I'm your friggin' champion. Because that's how you kind of get her to have a long title reign, is have her go heel so that way a babyface rises up like Willow, who I've been saying all year, to finally dethrone her. Because Willow's going to be the one to dethrone Statlander. I don't see Hayter yet, but it's going to be Willow. Because I think that story writes itself, that Willow will dethrone her. And I think it happens probably at either Dynasty or Double or Nothing, I think, is when her title reign ends, and I think it's Willow.
Ooh.
I don't know. That whole pattern recognition with me thing, I know it's like I said, Tony Khan loves those redemption arcs. Willow lost her TBS title at Double or Nothing. Imagine winning the world title at Double or Nothing.
Right.
It's poetic.
It is.
And speaking of poetic, a match that we thought...
Look at that face.
A match
I know. I saw that too.
Which phase?
What face?
Hangman.
Oh,
What face? He's like,
I see it now.
I mean...
Yeah.
I would just say a match that we thought was going to be a Revolution rematch with Samoa Joe, Hangman, and Swerve. The Devil came back and told Swerve rent was due, and he signed his contract, so now it's a fatal four-way. A match that is pretty evenly split, I think. What do you have for... before they start, what do you have for percentages?
Yeah.
well, let's get the updated. Sorry, we took my notes before Jeff and Rachel put their stuff in, so I just want to make sure.
The percentages haven't changed that much. So what do you have for percentages on them?
57% MJF at the moment, but I feel like...
Damn.
It's still the same.
So yeah, 57% MJF, and there's only 2 people that people are voting on.
So, Rachel,
Really?
do you think the scumbag...
Is it Hangman?
Do you think the scumbag gets his title? Do you think Samoa Joe retains? Cowboy Shake get his 3rd reign? Or Swerve gets his 2nd reign? So
I
one
think
person's
that-
going to get double reign, or one person get a 3rd?
Say that one more time. I have to
Sorry.
actually.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was saying, so technically, if Samoa Joe loses, everyone but Hangman will be their 2nd time. Hangman will be his 3rd time.
Yes. For holding it.
Huh.
For holding the
I
championship.
got that, but
Okay. Well.
I didn't. Huh.
Sorry, I threw you off. I said
like
that.
that.
Haphazardly.
Yes, I think this is going to be a really good match. I think that there's going to be a lot of blood, but I think that nobody's going to get pinned. Like, it's just going to be like, and Samoa Joe retains because nobody gets pinned.
Oh, by a draw or something?
Yeah, by a draw. Like somebody,
They're
they
all just
get
going to
counted
destroy
out.
each other?
Yeah, they get counted out, or somebody yeah, I don't see any of them losing quite yet. So I just see it being a draw and Samoa Joe retaining because I don't because MJF just came back. So I don't I just don't see Samoa Joe losing it yet. Like I really don't. But I love the story that they're coming up with. Like I think it's going to keep building and then they're gonna have a real, a good four-way match, to dethrone Samoa Joe. But I don't think it's time. So I go with Samoa Joe.
Huh.
Well, we know
Man,
who part of the 43% is.
I definitely did
Because
not think.
43% was Samoa Joe.
Okay. I definitely did not think she was going to pick Joe. I figured she was going a different direction.
I thought she was
But,
going to go with Swerve.
or Hangman, one of those two is kind of where I was at. And then if not MJF, I figured Joe would be her last pick. But anyway, I'm going and still,
Oh, also part of the 43%.
yes. I think it's going to be an interesting match. You've got obviously four-way, so anything goes. There's really no disqualifications or any of those types of things. So we already know Joe's got the ops. So that's definitely shenanigans right there.
Nope.
You got pretty much four of the best in the company going head to head with little no rules. Like I said, I feel like Joe retains mainly so that all these underlying storylines can have time to develop between all these different guys because there's really a lot of storyline between these four guys in a lot of different directions, a lot of different eras, and a lot of different ways, so to speak. Some of these guys were different characters when they had their storylines, so to speak. So, for one of those examples, I guess I'll put in there for maybe a little tinfoil on this of why I didn't go with that MJF crowd because when MJF came out, I was like, oh fuck, like he's definitely going to be a high percentage to possibly win this because he's using his contract for it. But we finally have a new Dynamite Diamond Ring winner, and MJF had absolutely nothing really to do with it.
But he
So
came
for
out
some
wearing them
reason,
on Collision. He purposely kissed it, punched the camera.
correct. So that was one of the things I'm throwing out there on my tinfoil is I don't feel like MJF's going to win simply for the fact that he's going to have some other unfinished business he wants to attend to that might kind of get in his way, I guess.
I like it.
But I'm definitely interested in what kind of spots and violence we're going to see in this match. And then, like I said, I'll just throw out my ops. We still got the ops to deal with. They're a formidable force.
And it's
I
no
know Swerve.
disqualification, so they can come
We'll
out.
see her.
We're gonna yes, and we're gonna have Swerve and Hangman with the chains. I'm assuming to try to kind of average that. So like I said, definitely going to be some violence. We know they'll push that issue. All these guys have definitely bled and done those types of things. So I think it's a really violent, physical match. But yeah, Samoa Joe and the Ops.
I like it. So, Emily, and new, and still, and believable.
All right, so I need you guys to get warm, put on that tinfoil hat.
Uh-oh.
MJF is taking this. However, I think I know how Hangman got this terrible graphic.
Why is this graphic so
Because
taking over?
Hangman is a very handsome man, and that is not it. So, okay. So, if you guys keep up with BTE, you saw that Kenny Omega took a little off the top. How much money was that?
$10,000.
Enough to fuck up a graphic? Also, he said that, well, the Bucks are out for the rest of the whole year. Can you imagine? They're out for the whole year, another week.
Of the unfinished business?
The unfinished business, is that with the Madman Hangman?
No.
But is it?
No.
Could he try to help him and then it fucks him over and MJF wins? There's so much that goes into Kenny Omega taking a little from the top saying he had unfinished business. And he doesn't have a match on the card.
I don't see it being a Hangman though, because I don't know. I don't see them teasing that. Cause
So what is his unfinished business?
I like Kenny Omega with that Gabe Kidd possible angle.
from Wrestle Dynasty, yeah, he's got that unfinished. Also, maybe when Takeshita loses, he has 2 losses to Takeshita. Maybe next year he goes after Takeshita because
Redemption, yeah,
so
be a good redemption.
I mean I can see if anyone he has unfinished business. he might have unfinished business with MJF too, because they had that world title match and MJF was bragging about his world title win. So I mean, that could be there too. Jesse had a good one too. What if FTR came out almost like a little Pinnacle reunion there, helping them out? That I've heard rumors of Wardlow potentially coming out, depending on how. Okada unfinished business. That's a good one, Jesse. I can't stop unclicking that one. I apologize. But what about here's something that no one's pointed out yet. MJF and Hangman had a match at Revolution last year where Hangman won, and that was kind of like not the downfall, but MJF had to go like find himself because after that match, he had the whole thing with the Hurt Business. And then
I heard he had a lot of golfing to do.
He ended up winning the casino contract, but then he lost to Mark Briscoe in that thumbtack match, and he was gone. And then he came back, and he said, "I'm back," basically, and he found himself, and he seemed to kind of be the MJF of old. And it's been pointed out that he uses people to get what he wants, and I think he's out to prove not. And he has two rights to wrong. He has one, his World's End loss to Samoa Joe from 2023. He has that right to wrong. Two, he has his Hangman match to get his win back. Three, him and Swerve were supposed to connect. They have unfinished business. MJF is pinning Hangman in this match, and it was going to be and new. I am also part of that 57%. MJF, two-time AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and he's also going to take on Bandito, and he's going to steal the diamond ring and say, "You never beat me for this," and he's going to carry that ring around, even though he never won, to keep that for his heel gimmick. And he's going to claim and self-proclaim that he's the true holder of the ring, and he's going to be the champion. So he's going to use this to make his ego go next level until Will Ospreay beats him at All In Wembley 2026.
Do we get the Burberry title back?
Yes, he said he's getting his Triple B.
Yeah,
I want my Triple B too.
I mean, if I had to pick my runner-up in this match to win, it would be MJF, because he was the only one that actually made me have doubts. I got to be honest, the other two, I really didn't think they were going to win.
I feel like we're a broken record. At least I am. It's so hard to predict these because there's so many stories. I think they do such a good job outlining and planting seeds for here's storyline A, here's storyline B. It's almost like that choose your own adventure game where it's like, well, if I go through this door, I go into the dynamic forest. If I choose this door, I fall in a pond full of piranhas. So it's almost like Tony Khan's booking like a choose your own adventure. Like it could go every prediction that you guys have said tonight. It could happen because of how they've planted the seeds. Everything has some sort of story. I mean, obviously, like Jesse said, Okada and Kenny Omega, Gabe Kidd. Who knows? Maybe Hangman somehow wins his third, and Kenny Omega comes out, celebrates them, and then maybe he takes out Hangman, or Hangman takes out Kenny, and that could set up that. Like, there's so many.
I was thinking unfinished business is friendly, not fire.
No, he definitely teased a singles run again. I think the dirt sheets have been reporting that he's working trios because of his health. I think he hears those rumors, and I think that was his way of saying, "Oh, you don't think I can do singles matches? I'll do singles matches."
He's bringing the cleaner type character back, I think, where he's going to mean business and he's going to show, "Hey, I'm going full out again. This is Kenny. Welcome back."
I said last year when Will Ospreay lost the Owen that he's going to win it in Wembley. I still think he's going to win it in Wembley. Tony Khan's that person who he picks his champions years in advance, and he basically works his way backwards. I could see MJF getting that second title ring because MJF kind of he's stalled out after a while. His little start-stop. You get him the title, you get him some heat, you get him back into full heel MJF 2026. Oof, there's a lot of matchups he could have. There's a lot of promos he can cut at everyone in the locker room. Samoa Joe's, I don't know when he's going to film his Sweet Tooth role for Twisted Metal Season 3. That's coming up. I didn't think he was going to win at Full Gear. I did not see that. I saw Hook turning as like a tinfoil, but I did not see Samoa Joe winning.
I don't think a lot of
Jeff
people
was the
saw
only
that.
one. Jeff was the only one who was like, Samoa Joe's got this. It's on record. Go back on it. Jeff was the only one who called Samoa Joe winning. And I was like, I don't know. And then it happened. And I was like, well, shit.
I got chuckled at a little bit for that.
Hey, you got to. That was a huge win. Like, I think it was something like 8% chose Samoa Joe, and you were part of the 8%.
Yeah, I was 4 of that 8%.
Yeah. Right.
I do want to give a quick shout out to AEW Heels. Because of them, they did a 12 days of giving, and we were given a free pay-per-view. So thanks to AEW Heels, we're watching for free.
Ooh,
Yeah, so
I
That's
like
awesome.
that.
Happy holiday.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
pumped. They gave away free
Cool.
memberships. They gave away a bunch of stuff. So if you're
I
not
would have
part of
done that.
AEW Heels, definitely recommend joining for multiple reasons. Especially the community in itself is just like really fun and awesome. But I just feel like I need to give a shout out because I was ecstatic to get picked for the free pay-per-view.
I know. I figured it was pretty easy too. I just went on ppv.com and I went to go check out, put the code in, and so seems pretty easy to use. And I read on the website this morning, Queen Aminata is going to be on the pre-show tomorrow for World's End. So that'll be interesting because one of the things she put is hopefully I don't get myself in trouble with what I say. So I'm curious what she'll say about the tag team title match and about the women's title match because she's got a lot invested in both of those.
Well, with what we heard at DPW, maybe she's announcing something.
No, she's saying she's going to talk about the matches. I think she might get in trouble with like, how feisty she's going to be. It was that kind of context.
Juicy.
Her opinions about it, yeah.
If you watch her YouTube, Queen is very juicy.
And for those who aren't aware, at DPW, she had to relinquish the women's. Now that it's been out for more than 24 hours, she had to relinquish the women's world title because her neck's not where she wants it to be. So she's currently working rehab. Was like the gist of what she was saying. And then there was a great match with Lena Cross. Actually, was in the match. Really fun match to definitely check out. Which I think she's also all elite. And another one from Australia that's one to keep an eye on because that was a crazy match. And
I want to see Lena and Story really work Ring of Honor for a while together. I want to see those two.
Speaking of the tag team division, get them in the tag team. Ooh, two tall women who can go. And that's what I think 2026 is going to bring. I think it's going to bring. I think they're going to build that women's tag team division up. I think they're working on signing that. I think World's End is going to be a shift. I think we're going to see a shift because after this, we don't have a pay-per-view until Revolution, which is what, March? Typically?
No.
Yeah, because we have Wrestle Kingdom, which is New Japan. February doesn't have anything, so I think March is Revolution. So
when is Wrestle Dream?
Wrestle Dream is in April.
Oh,
Wrestle Dream's October. You mean Dynasty. Dynasty's April in Vancouver.
Yeah.
So yeah, because this is the longest they usually have off is between Revolution and World's End. So we'll kind of get that little bit of a reset and we'll get some big stories. So I think this is going to have to help kind of kickstart those stories for that 2-month build. So I'm definitely excited to see what they, build up and what they kind of end here. Because World's End always ends on something big. I mean, we had MJF getting turned on by Adam Cole. We had Okada winning last year. We had Kenny Omega returning and confronting Okada last year, setting up an amazing. So there's always something big, something to talk about. So I think we're going to have that. And I know we've all kind of thrown out some ideas, but I think I'm going to go around one last time before we wrap up. Does anyone have anything, maybe they didn't say anything, big surprises or something big they see happening at World's End?
I think I got most of my tinfoil in.
Yeah, I don't see anybody new
returns.
coming out.
Yeah, I just want our return of Jay White. I think that's long overdue.
Yeah.
If he's good and ready to come back, I'd love to see him back. Bullet Club Gold, they really deserve a push. I think that they've been fucked over every time they started getting a run. I don't
think they were fucked over. They just got hurt.
Well, that's
injury bug got
they
them,
got screwed, and I don't want to see that. I want to see them really shine this in 2026. I want to see the Bullet Club Gold shine.
I think we all do.
See that. I could definitely see that being something because I think they're all going to be healthy. Like we said, if we get that break for, about that 2.5 months ish or whatever it is, then I mean that could be big.
That would be interesting after the world title match if Britt Baker came back. That would be
healthy.
I was going to say, I don't know. I think it depends on how everyone's feeling, but I'm excited for it. I know I can't wait to watch this tomorrow night. So
there's another woman that we talked about tonight.
We talked about a lot of women tonight.
Phoenix.
If Copeland comes back, I think maybe
possibly
distracting FTR, but do we get that right away or do we get Copeland first and then Beth Phoenix later?
I think we'll have Copeland. I'm just curious if Beth was a one-time or if this was a multiple, like, is she coming back again? Because I called for Beth for way too long for this to be one time.
I don't think it's a one-time. I think she would have taken a bump if it was a one-time.
That's just it. Like, there's so much that into that.
I want to see her take on Stokely.
Selective.
Just go after Stokely.
She whooped Stokely's ass. So
Stokely's a good, he's a good sport when it comes to stuff like that too.
Well, remember him at Allin against Willow and Ishii?
Yeah, and he's had a match against Statlander and Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
I know either way. I think it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely check out. We're 9 away from 450 on YouTube, so make sure you like, subscribe on our YouTube because we're trying to get to 450. Trying to grow that next year. We have a lot of things in the cards. Quote your Ace Austin. Maybe some trips abroad. And obviously the Jericho Cruise in November, so we have a lot of content, a lot of episodes. Jeff and Rachel will be with us for those adventures and talking about those adventures with us. So make sure you tune along. Tune in, and I don't know, Emily, you want to sign us off?
That's a lot of pressure.
It is.
All right, let's not go crazy like Hangman Adam Page in that last graphic, and let's always keep the kayfabe.
Have a great day, everyone. Always.
Happy holidays.